Good morning, this is totally random.
Featuring Franz Maruna and Andrew Embler.
Hello!
Hey everybody!
Welcome to Totally Random. The 8th?
Yeah, it is the
8th of June 2012. I'm Franz, this is Andy. It's your weekly news and chit-chat show about concrete5. Gonna jump right into it, try to keep it quick, get back to work. Yeah. So, in news this week, no Totally Random next week. Out of town, on the road, so sorry, but see you the week after that. We have a video that we're going to be posting later today to the YouTubes. Shamrock Run video. We built this website actually quite a while ago for a friend here in Portland, and recorded the process that went into doing it, and Matt made a nice informational video about how we did it. So that's kind of cool. And
cool to see how people solve those problems.
Yeah, we've got it. I mean, it's done. We're just waiting for Final Cut to do its lovely export. So we had hoped to end Totally Random with it today. We have a rough cut. Maybe we will. Yeah, we will.
Yeah.
We'll play the rough cut at the end of Totally Random today, and then a fancier copy with awesome music track that we really desperately wanted to do the acapella.
The music track isn't going to be quite as awesome as it could have been.
Well, we've
maybe
done some spectacular
sometime.
ones in the past. So that's coming, and the other tidbit of news in equal, gee, I wish I'd had this together, but it's really close. We've got some new user docs that we've been working on for quite a while for 5.5. They look really spanky cool, and they should get posted later today. They're looking really good, but I'm getting sucked into explaining sets in the dashboard, and it's just it's becoming a treatise. So
I can understand that.
but the front end stuff, all the in-page editing stuff is done, and I got through the sitemap and most of the file manager and the rest of the dashboards. Easy, anyone can figure that out. So that is the news. Last tidbit is, if you have questions for me and Andy for how would you do that, you should be asking them now. As I mentioned, we're trying to keep Totally Random.
Yeah, no dead air.
Moving along, no dead air, and we're going to also try to maybe start vetting these questions a little bit earlier in the week, getting people thinking about what they could ask, so maybe we could do a little bit more lavish, creative answers.
That's smart, yeah.
You know, curate it a little bit. So, kind of dropped the ball on asking for questions earlier this week, but
Happens.
maybe it'll happen 2 weeks from now. But regardless, the question's going in now. Let's do karma.
And the weekly karma winners, come on down.
Alright. Any picks this week?
Well, I went right to the karma machine, actually.
Oh, well then let's do that.
Alright, looks like Wayboat. Want a copy of the randomizer.
Cool.
People can help.
Sweet.
Vidal want a copy of the document library today for doing promotion.
That's a handy one.
And John the Fish want a copy of the document library as well for doing work.
Sweet. I hope he enjoys it. Thank you, everybody, for all the work that you're doing there, whether you're promoting the project or working on code or just helping people in the forums. It's all very important, and we deeply appreciate it. So, thank you. What are we doing next?
We got picks.
Oh, yeah. Let's do
Karma
picks.
picks. So, first one we have here, this is from Ale. They have a big old concrete5 logo on the wall of their office.
Sweet.
Check this out.
Nice.
Very cool. Now we have one
Here.
Found in the Wild by Bert Olton.
Uh-oh. Nice. Found in the wild.
If you look very closely, you'll find, look, off in that joint of that bridge, there's a concrete5 sticker.
Nice.
Somebody.
Kind of see it.
Good work.
Good eyes.
I could have zoomed in, but I wanted to show the bridge, because the bridge is cool.
Context is important. Good eyes.
Yeah.
Love it when you find them in the wild.
Yep.
Those are the best kind.
Speaking of those, this one's pretty cool too. This seems like it's been placed with many other stickers.
Oh wow.
Oh, yeah?
Right in the center there.
Cool.
Are these going to be posted somewhere for posterity's sake?
Yeah, these mostly get posted to the Flickr group. This one's from
Just in
Marius. This one's from Marius EJ. I forgot to put his name up on the screen there, but we'll get that taken care of. These get posted to the Flickr group sometime, sometime soon.
Cool. Well, thank you. Is that it? More?
That's it.
That's it.
Awesome.
Cool. Thank you. Julia wanted me to point out that she's got her envelopes ready. She's got her stickers lined up. She's got a big roll of stamps. So if you would like to have stickers, you can get them. You don't even need to pay us anything. It's free.
Just request.
Just ask.
Send them.
Just ask.
Send them.
We'll give them to you. We'll give you 5 stickers in the mail. They'll come right to your door. What they will not do is come to your email inbox. We cannot fax them. I guess we can maybe do a template. You could print your own, but that can get really sloppy. If you go to our swag page under the marketplace, you will see there's a form field on the bottom that says put in your address and we'll send you stickers. That is a full mailing address that would include a zip code, country, some line breaks if you live in a country where addresses come in paragraph form.
Can we send them to a Facebook account?
We cannot send them to a Facebook account.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Facebook.
We can't even send them to an airplane account.
God.
None of it. Failure. So if you want stickers, now would be a good time to do it because a whole bunch of them are about to go out, and we would love to see you with stickers on you.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Is it time for fun in the forums?
Sure.
Yeah.
Introducing Fun in the Forum!
Fools are meeting. Fun in the forum. Are we back yet?
You're back.
Oh, okay, cool. You're just gonna let that hang for a while?
I'm gonna let you guys
Do whatever
keep
you
on
want.
singing.
Thing. Just look.
Alright, pretty easy fun in the forums this week. A couple of examples of our community being communal.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I like those.
So the first
Better
one
than
is
the unanswered question.
yeah, answer question. So the first one was the admin unable to log in because of state/province attribute. This fine fellow added a custom attribute to the user system. You can add, if you haven't played with attributes, you absolutely should. Attributes are incredibly awesome. They let you create custom metadata and associate them with pages, people, files, and if you're using the e-commerce add-on products.
Yep.
That's about it. Also, you could do things like say, I'm make an attribute for color, and then pick red, green, or blue, and then start to use that in cool ways. I have run into this challenge myself personally. Sometimes you play with the attributes and I want to assign all these attributes to user accounts. So, how did you find about our site? What's your household income? And all this stuff you want to find out about people. And there's a whole bunch of checkboxes as to whether they're required or if they're required on sign up or if you can edit them on your My Account page or this or that.
Yeah.
And it is possible to kind of turn a few of those on and then get yourself in a login loop that doesn't really work so well.
Yeah, it reads to me like he's made it required. So what we added in a particular version of Concrete, we added the ability to, for all the attributes you say are required on registration, if you've created them after actually creating the user accounts, the next time that user logs in, they have to fill in this value, which is cool. It makes you can rely on people accepting your terms of service even after they've registered their account. But it sounds to me like he made one required, which was working, but then the attribute itself was failing in some way, so he wasn't actually able to select it.
Yeah, it looks like the attribute is not behaving.
Like
He can't pick a state or something, and I'm sure there's a bug under there, or maybe his install is borked or something.
Something about the registration is making it so that the JavaScript on that thing isn't firing, and then you can't select a state.
Wouldn't shock me. But the reason I bring it up is along comes Wayboat and says, oh, well, if you can get into PHPMyAdmin, you can change the little variable, make that not required. It says, thanks, how do I do that? Oh, I did that, I got to hit refresh, it worked, thanks a bunch, you're welcome, exclamation point.
Nice.
Red marked as solved and helpful and awesome, and I saw this and gave Wayboat a silver star.
Nice.
For helping people. That is nice.
It's helpful.
And the karma that comes with it.
Yeah.
In the same vein, the next thread, scroll bar customization. This one's same idea, but even beefier. So someone wants to know how they can customize the scroll bar, and some CSS love, and Minio or Minio. I wish we knew how to pronounce that because
He's all over the place.
yeah, we're talking about Minio all the time. I'm going to say Minio. We're going to forge ahead unless you correct it. Throws up some links. Yes, that's exactly what I want, but how do I do it? Well, there's a how-to. Just follow it. I did that, but here's some code. I'm confused. Well, here's a whole bunch more code back at you. It's still not working. I do what you said. How about this? It worked.
Oh,
2 exclamation points. Thank you so much. 4 exclamation points and a smiley face.
Wow.
Nice.
That's a pretty epic. He saw that through.
Yeah, he did.
Well,
I like
I would have pulled the ripcord a long time.
Yep.
Ryan. Well done.
Good luck.
Well, yeah, like
Best
whatever,
wishes.
dude. There's the
Yeah.
Knock yourself out.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I hooked them up with Star as well. I
Very
think he got
good.
the number two gold on that
Good.
one. So that was cool. And then the last one,
This is less exciting.
yeah, not quite as awesome, but you know, whatevs. Editing error in Concrete 5 version 5422. Fellas trying to edit a content block and clicking the little HTML in TinyMCE, pastes a bunch of stuff in there. I think the interesting part of this is how much is a bunch.
Yeah.
Because he's getting a request URI too large.
And I have never heard of that.
I've never seen that.
Yeah.
Possible.
I wonder if he's pasting in like megs of HTML.
Yes, huge HTML.
I would be interested in knowing what, if this person is watching, what server software you're running, and if there are any modules on it like mod security or something.
Yeah, I can see that, or just like
see that.
some type of PHP threshold set.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Max post. There's PHP max post set, something max post size or something like that, which is typically set at 8 megs. But you know, if it's down to 1 meg or 2 megs, and you paste in something
Sure.
massive.
I told him to try the HTML block.
Yeah.
Right? Why not remove TinyMCE from the equation and see if that helps? God knows what it's doing. So, you know, whatever.
Try cutting it in half and just
See
until
if
you get
it's
to a
just
certain
scale, or
yeah.
if there's maybe something in there that's causing it to
Yeah.
be confused. If you're pasting a bunch of weird JavaScript.
It
or
really
something,
sounds
or-
to me like it's a mod security or some server
Yeah.
setting to me.
The only other thing I saw in this thread that I thought was worth just a quick minute of you and I chatting, Andy, is that it was posted to unit tests.
Yeah, I know.
Which is incorrect. But
Yeah.
do you remember unit tests?
I do. I did distant memory.
That was a good idea. Yeah, we had we wanted to make unit tests. at
Yeah,
one point,
we
and
have a
we
unit
did
test
some.
repository. We have some people submitting pull requests and tests to it, but you know, it would not even be potentially that bad of an idea for. It is under our control at the moment. Although there are a few admins who have the ability to directly commit to it, as opposed to just read from it outside of the core team. But we can add more people to that, and it would be a smart idea.
That'd be really handy.
Yeah.
It's low-hanging fruit. I mean, it's not the most glamorous thing on earth, but it would really dramatically improve the launch process of any new version, both in stability and in speed to actually get new stuff up. So,
Yeah, I mean, with this new permissions and workflow stuff, I should probably write some tests for those guys.
so
They're not.
We'll throw some more of our energy at that, and if you have any interest, you know, we should not completely forget about that.
Yeah. It's concrete5-tests is our repository underneath the Concrete 5 organization, if you are interested in checking it out.
Yeah, yeah. So that's fun with the forums. We're gonna go check in with Greg and see what type of choices he's made this week. Before we do so, I had a couple of PRB thoughts. Two, really, being a couple. First is we were sitting around the office yesterday, and I was writing some stuff about custom attributes in this docs that we're working on, and it struck me that no one, I don't know if you're here for this, no one submits any custom attributes to the PRB.
No.
What's happening, guys?
They don't. There have been a couple. Minkrus did one that was a redirect attribute for a page properties, which is really handy. It's like taking our replace link with first and nav to the next step, where if you actually browse to that page, it takes you into the child page, and you know it's a power user attribute. I wouldn't necessarily see that in the core, but it's very nice to have. It's very handy.
I'm thinking even more basic stuff than that. Like we kind of built this out as like, well, here's attributes. They're strongly typed data formats, and you can make your own as a developer. And we've got like U.S. address in there. Pick a state, and you get. Or I'm sorry, pick U.S. You get states.
Yeah.
Pick Canada, you get something else. Like, are there other address validation systems that we could have? Is there a telephone validation attribute like that? Telephone would be cool.
That would be cool.
I don't know. It strikes me that there might be a lot of basic stuff in the world of attributes that we're all making for our own projects that you could just stick in the marketplace. We worked perfectly fine. We've always thought that same thing with custom templates too. There's a lot you can do with just making a custom template.
Yeah.
But you get into that. Well, this is great, but I'd like a little separate input, so it becomes its own block.
Yeah.
But let's think about custom attributes. Why don't we have more of that in the marketplace?
Custom templates are nice too. I like doing the mastering the autonav training.
Oh,
I was
yeah,
going
you did
through
that
there's an accordion custom template that is straight up just a custom template for the autonav, but it adds like 20. It basically says the autonav totally works fine. If you want additional color control, he just adds like 15 custom templates, like accordion blue, accordion black, and like it works really nicely. And like you don't have to learn, like the learning curve is very low because you already know this one thing. I mean, as well as everyone knows the autonav, and it just works straight
Easy
out.
for people to approve in the PRB because you're not doing any interface work.
Yeah.
So it's like,
it's just one
to
thing.
do it or not.
Yeah.
Good stuff to
Nice.
think about. The other tidbit I wanted to point out about the PRB before we go check in with Greg Joyce's latest great choices is turnover. So we spent a bunch of time, money, and energy building the new PRB interface.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Works really great. And definitely making... what is it doing? I think it is making the time invested into these add-ons more fruitful.
I think so.
Everyone would still love things to go faster than they are. There's a bunch of people in the PRB. Many people are in there, and there are a few active voices on things getting approved. I see the same people downloading things and then very quickly responding on what looks good or not. So it's time for some fresh meat. So if you are interested in being in the PRB, you should let Julia know. You can find Julia in the members section on concrete5.org and send her a PM. I would love to be in the PRB and give her some sense as to like what kind of time you could volunteer on a weekly or monthly basis to approving other people's add-ons and themes. If you are in the PRB and you want to remain in the PRB, you should ask yourself how active you have been, not just in downloading people's stuff, but in actually commenting on it and giving them the feedback that they need for the free copy that you're getting.
Yeah, I mean, we do now. I do think one of the nice changes is the activity trail of who's done what when, just so that if you come into an add-on after it's already been talked about for 2 weeks, you can get up to speed pretty quickly just by reading the thing.
Sure.
But one of the enlightening things that we added to it is we can see when people download a copy and which version they do, which is nice to know if they're testing on an old version before it's updated or something along those lines. But it also clues us into people who download the add-ons but never ever comment.
Yeah, and you're all out. So let's not do that anymore.
Yeah.
All right, so that being said, it's getting a little stormy out, and it's an interesting day. Let's check in with Greg Joyce and see what kind of choices he's facing.
Introducing Great Choice by Greg Joyce.
All right, that's good.
Well, I'm thinking I might need to get a nice, sweet-ass tailgate mural.
Oh yeah, looking to customize the ride, huh?
Yep.
That sounds pretty good. Yeah, I know you're passionate about wolves. That's beautiful, beautiful. Well, don't spend too much.
No need no object.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Do what you need to do. That's cool. What other does have you spent some time in the PRB this week?
Yeah, we got some great stuff this week.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Care to tell us all about it?
Yeah, the first thing we got is a stock quote from Triple I, and it shows information about his stock, and to his credit, it's not all chromed out or anything, so it's ready for templating and so on.
Nice. Nice.
The next thing we got is the external link. I had to do a diagram for this one, and Robert's out of town, so I had to wing it. But it'll open every link that goes off-site to another window for you.
That's cool.
Cool. Yeah.
Smart enough to look at the links and figure out if it's on your
Very handy. It's something that
it
we're
uses,
wrestling with ourselves.
JavaScript for that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And the next item is another in John the Fish's Magic series. This is Magic Toggle, and gives you a bunch of different options for having like hover-based content and things like that.
Cool.
And the next one we have is from Jay Giovanni, and it's called Backgrounds Extended, and it uses the backstretch.js library. And this one's a really fun one, and it's also a really good example of stuff to put in the PRB, I feel, because it's a simple kind of a thing that I think this one went through pretty quickly.
Yeah.
You can have either a static image, and you can do galleries with it too. It's a block, so you can put it in a global area and it'll work over your whole site,
Oh,
or
sweet.
you can
Oh,
do
so
it
right
per
here.
page.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
That's a strong submission.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
Oh,
Ah.
All right, and
the strongest
next
Greek
we got
yogurt
the
set I've
shop
ever seen.
theme from Host Co.
Ah,
It's
nice.
a clean blue-gray theme with some tabbed kind of sort of experience. And
Beautiful example photography in that one. I love it.
And that's an
Yeah.
e-commerce ready theme as well.
Yeah, I think that's his goal with that one. Yeah, you can see
Sure.
the for sale items down there and things like that. Next, we have a theme from Brian Lewis called the Stripes theme, and it's kind of a fun theme with some handwritten style fonts.
Nice. Seems to be missing the patented Brian Lewis drop-down navigation system.
Oh yeah.
Patent pending. What's up? Oh, well.
Next time. All right, next we got another theme from Talakman, and this is the sister theme to last week's Tiny Boxes. It's just kind of a more colorful version that he put together.
Yeah, it's like Polish.
And then last, we have Sebastian J's Sue theme, which is quite an endeavor on his part. It's got many color and interface options. You should really take a look at the demo if you want to learn more about it.
Cool. Excellent. Well, thanks, Greg. Great choices.
Yeah. All right. I'll see you guys. I gotta go find a guy with an airbrush.
Nice. Good luck with that. All right, I think we're ready for how would we do that?
How would we do that?
All right, we better get into it before the thunderstorm takes us out, man.
Yeah, it's dicey out there.
What are we doing? How are we doing it?
Nothing. All right.
Okay, so I think we have a couple questions in here somewhere.
Okay.
I'm finding them.
All right.
Looking. Okay. Getting there.
Cool.
Getting close.
Yeah.
All right. That one from Adajad. He says he's helped two people in the last 2 days with problems not being able to update from 551 to 5521, and both had the Durname app updated in their site.php pointing at concrete551. Is that some kind of known issue?
No, that sounds like they already updated to 551, and then something is preventing them. So they're running off of 551 in their updates folder, which is how they should be. And then they're trying to update to 5521, and something is stopping that from taking place.
So you should see another directory in that updates folder for 5521.
Yeah, or they haven't downloaded the new core yet.
Yeah. Maybe curl is not connecting, so they can't download it automatically.
Yeah, or more embarrassingly, like what is the nature of their inability to update? Is an update button perhaps leading them to a 404 page?
That could be it. There is that annoying update button doesn't work.
Yeah.
In 551 bug.
Yeah.
That was spectacular.
Yeah, if you search the intelligent search for update and find the update concrete 5 link, or go into your system and settings directly rather than clicking on that button, you will go to the right place. And this has been fixed in 5521. But
He says they had that line, and it was only that line that was preventing them from upgrading. And he posted a link too, so I'm going to go ahead and show that real quick and see if we can make heads and tails of this.
I can't see it. It's gonna...
It sounds kind of weird.
Here.
So
We just have to wait for the lag. No, those are tickets.
okay, the poster says, and this is from Marjo Hartman. They say that they upgraded in the environment report. The version is still 551. They have a 5521 folder in their updates folder now.
Did they perhaps download the update, but not? Well, you can download the update independent of actually clicking the update button to update to 5521. So they perhaps have downloaded the update, but not actually confirmed that they wish to update to 5521.
Yeah, and Autojad here recommends that they go and run the script again directly from the URL. That's a good idea. I'd probably tell them to do the same thing, actually.
Well,
Oh.
oh wait.
No! But that's just us!
It sure is.
Look at your config directory. If you have a line below there, delete it. After that, go to domain index tools, upgrade, and run the upgrade script again. Okay. Well, that would be a lot easier, wouldn't it?
I don't know that that's totally true. I feel like there's something. Last week I updated my concrete website from 551 to 5. See, I posit that they did not, in fact, run the script to 5521. They downloaded the update, but did not finish the job.
Yeah, you gotta run the script too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you run it by just clicking the button. You basically, when you go to the updates page, if there's a new update available that you have not downloaded, you have to do two things. One, you have to click download. Then it will actually be on your local machine. Then you have, or your local web server. Then you have to say update to 5521 and click through. And then it should say on a completely separate page, white screen, 5521 update complete. And then
Something's going on because it looks like it does get resolved. I mean, he did that, ran it, now he really now it's marked his best answer. So it's you gotta,
because that's not gonna work at all. Like if you go click on that, or if you delete that line and then go to index.tools upgrade, you're going to be on 550 or 5422 or whatever you were before you updated to 551.
He posted a second link actually, and this one makes it sound like it's that issue we were talking about with the 404 on the update link.
Isn't there another issue where we returned the wrong version number? There was something I saw you posting to recently where we're going to add the version number to the welcome page because we returned.
I don't think so. I think we just don't have the version number on the welcome page,
That could be it.
which is annoying.
There's also remember that from your site making upgrade. I mean,
I don't think
I'm really dubious of that.
Yeah, I am too.
He seems to have made it work.
I'm on 551 and I need to update to 5521. So if you go down to the thing, he's saying that line is in their config site.php shows that they're currently on 551. They've just updated it from, like they probably started on 500 or whatever, and then at one point they updated to 551, which is why that line exists.
Yeah.
And then if you actually go through the update process, we strip that out and replace it with concrete5.
You don't need to strip this line.
Yeah.
Just run the upgrade.
Yeah, just run the upgrade.
It is hard to run the upgrade. The button is broken on 551 to run the upgrade.
But I think if you have if you actually have the updated core, you have gotten to the page that you need to get to. It's just the button that's 404. All the other links are good to go.
Okay. Let me reply to that. You got another question for us, Matt? That was very detailed.
Yeah.
I didn't see too many questions posted. I'm having a hard time finding them here. If you got anything for Franz and Andy, go ahead and post it real quick. Otherwise, we're gonna close the book on this.
Get back to work.
Oh, we could talk a little get and get. We can take a little sojourn away from the fun in the forums.
You get and get.
Well, we'll come back to questions if we have to.
Yeah. Get a question in there and we'll.
What did we get and get?
All right, we're back.
Cool. So I took a break from all the new bleeding edge stuff that we're working on in the 553-devel branch, and went back into the master branch to pull in some Git pull requests. There's still plenty in there. We've been busy, so we have not. It's backlogged up a little bit. But I am happy to report that. Remember, we a couple weeks ago we had talked about the autonav pull request that Jordan Lev had sent. where
Oh, God, yes.
there had been some custom a lot of cleanup of the view template, and it makes it a lot nicer. But there had been some backward compatibility issues. But those actually have been sorted out, as near as I can tell. We should definitely continue to test with the master branch. But I pulled in Jordan Lebb's new updated autonav view templates. And he's updated the custom templates that are in the core as well, the view. They should work with existing custom templates just because they've been tweaked in a certain way to preserve backward compatibility. But the new view template, having just done that, mastering the autonav and having to show the existing view layer and say, okay, here's where you change the class to make your own custom nav. Like, these ones are just 100 times better looking, and like there's very little PHP code in there, and what PHP code is in there is pretty easy to wrap your mind around, and it's really nice.
Cool. Thanks, Jordan.
Yeah, and there's other stuff in there too, but that's definitely the biggest thing we'll do.
Cool. Any other questions?
I got kind of a suggestion from John the Fish. He says, would it be possible to get some message about backing your site up on that upgrades page from the dashboard and landing page prior to people actually hitting the button?
Sure.
It could be. I think we actually say make sure to update to back up your site prior to running the update. Like, that literally says that on the updates page. Now, granted,
You gotta read.
but you also, I mean, we do have I have a little bit of fear in I mean, it's worked for people, and it definitely does work in tests, but I have fear with the in-place, not with the in-place upgrade, but with the update and then roll back, just because if you have a big site and you're trying to run entire 30,000 SQL queries to take your site back to the way it was, all from within a PHP session that could time out in 30 seconds, there's fear there.
But no, I think the underlying question of like, are there design improvements that we could make to the kind of the notes about the update you're about to
I
run?
definitely think that's
Absolutely.
true.
I think a lot of that, I don't think I know. We'll be revisiting that update process, the various screens for installing and updating add-ons, and that not the connecting community processing is about as good as it's going to get right now, but like once I got them, where do I go to see where the updates are at, kind of consolidating that interface down a little bit. I saw a thread in the forums this week talking about the welcome wizard. Someone was like, wow, welcome wizard's pretty awesome. I'm like, completely spaced that, but there's really good content in there.
Nice.
Thanks, I appreciate that. We haven't looked at it since we wrote it, so that probably needs to be revisited as well. All that stuff will get revisited when we do the next major release of concrete5 later in the summer.
Yeah, as we typically do, we like when we do these major releases that have significant backward compatibility implications. We typically like to release a small point release right before that sort of primes everyone to get ready. I could see us tweaking that, because we have stuff in the master branch that is much less invasive than the new totally awesome permissions update that's in bleeding edge. I could see us adding, we have known for a while that we want to improve the update process to kind of give it a, like, maybe grade your site on the ease or scariness of updating, the danger zone.
Yeah, you have 50 add-ons installed.
Yeah,
why are you updating?
You've updated header require, or you forked this file. It's
Right.
almost guaranteed to break, so make sure you know what you're doing.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Something like that'd be nice.
We have that info, so yeah, sometime we'll do that.
Okay. What do you think, Matt? Do you have your video in the Ustream loveliness, or is that going to cause everything to die?
I can load it up and let it roll.
Stick it in there. We got any other questions?
I think that covers the questions.
Let's watch this video.
Cool. Are we going to come back after the video?
No, we're done. Let's close out, but then hang on, because normally when it would just be like the Robert being like, bah, now we're gonna you're gonna actually get to see Robert first off.
Oh wow!
Which should be exciting, right?
I've never seen
Robert.
Robert.
And keep him in the face. Make it pretty. Ooh. Put the lotion.
With the gradients.
Yeah.
Fills.
We'll see it in 2 weeks, but watch this video first.
We were recently hired to build a website for a fun, charitable event in our area, Portland's very own Shamrock Run. We thought their race and our product were a great match, and we wanted to share the process of how we developed and launched the site in a very short amount of time. With just a few team members and a few afternoon hours, we were able to take the site all the way from design to production. So come along and check out how we did it.
This is the website as it is now. As you can see, there's some hierarchy and navigation issues. So we wanted to, redesign it to make a cleaner, friendlier presentation. Make it a little fun because the event's pretty fun. It sells out every year. So I pretty much worked with 2 directions on how to treat like the navigation and header space, and some colors and imagery work with the headers. And we decided to go with the first one just simply because of, kind of symbolized running with the angled box. And then after we decided to go on that, I started working on the home page after the detail page. So I decided to put a really nice introductory slider in there, present some key ideas that he wanted. It's kind of like a video feed. So you have like a top FAQs right here. So we took those ideas, presented it to client for just an overall creative direction kind of approval. He really enjoyed it. He got our idea about the running. He didn't like the orange color, so we got rid of like the FAQs. We redid the FAQs. We got rid of this little register box that was below the video feed because it should have been more important. The way we solved that was like a box right below the slider to register. And the surprise that we got was the logo on top needed to change. We needed to put the Adidas in there. We didn't know that Adidas was part of the whole identity of the marathon. So we did some more comps on how to fit the Adidas in the top header without compromising too much of the design. And this one was the best, so we went with that one. And then after he was happy with everything, he gave us the go, and then we handed it off to Matt to chop it.
Hi, this is Matt. I just got the PSDs from Robert, and we're going to take them and first convert them to static HTML and CSS, then convert them into a concrete5 theme for the Shamrock Run. So looking at the PSD, I see 2 different page types, one for the home page and one for the general detail page that's going to house most of the content on the site. We're going to chop those into 2 different page types for concrete5. So when we designed this site, we used the 960 grid system. It's a CSS framework that makes your life a lot easier if you're trying to chop something into HTML and CSS. So in this sped up segment, what we're doing is we're going through the Photoshop documents and cutting out the images we want to use with the slice tool. At the same time, we're also starting our layout in HTML and CSS, switching back and forth between the 2 of them as we go. So right now we're focusing on the detail page because once we get our theme going and the detail page dialed in, we can have our team go ahead and start building out content for the site while we're still finishing up the home page. That might save us a little bit of time since the deadline's tight. So what we've got so far should look pretty familiar to anyone who's built a website before. We have 2 static HTML pages and then CSS, fonts, and images all in their usual folders. So in this next step, we're going to take our static HTML and CSS and turn it into a concrete5 theme. Here we're cutting out the common elements like header and footer and turning them into includes, which go in the elements folder. So next we'll cut out the placeholder content that was in our static pages and replace it with PHP snippets that create our editable areas. After we have our page types created, we're going to go ahead and add the last of the things that are required for a concrete5 theme, like thumbnail, description, a few other files, and then from there we're going to be able to install the theme in a local installation of concrete5 and test it out. Well, it looks like our theme installed correctly and our page types are activated. This means it's about time to hand off some of the work to our team members and try to get some more hands involved in the project as we add content and build out the rest of the site for our client. So at this point, we've installed our new theme on the development site, and we can begin building out the content. And we've managed to split off some tasks to different members of our team. Franz is building the sitemap out using our new, more organized tree structure. He's also adding content as he goes along using the copy deck from the client. The client's copy deck consisted of Microsoft Word documents containing everything he managed to salvage from his old site. Meanwhile, Andrew is working on a custom template for Superfish. That's the drop-down navigation menu that Robert put together in the comps. And then Andrew is also adding the image slider block to the home page as well, right below the Superfish menu. And then lastly, Robert and I are following along where Franz is at the moment, and we're cleaning up content and taking whatever cues we can from the formatting that's left over. And in a lot of cases, there isn't too much formatting or layout specified. These are just Word documents that don't have a whole lot else more info in there. So the end result was we were able to get the website to the client that afternoon, and we were able to have him take a look at it and send us a list of minor changes. We did have a few colors changed here and there in the text, and various things needed to be bold or not bold, but for the most part we got things pretty right on, and we had a very satisfied client. Over the next few days I worked with him to correct most of the changes that he had in mind and find some workarounds for other ones, and we were able to launch the site on time with more than enough time for people to find out about the race and register for it for 2012.
Fridays at 10 a.m. Pacific Time.